Biafra of 1960s are not the Biafrans of this 21st century. Watch this video.
This week, our story takes us to West Africa in 1970, to the former secessionist state of Biafra. And luckily, we have our resident history buff, Jeff Abramowitz, in studio. Jeff, hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. I'd like to start by quoting the Bible, which is not something I do often or even at all for that matter, from the book of Ecclesiastes. That which has been shall be. That which has been done shall be done. There is nothing new under the sun.
So how does that connect to Biafra?
Because we are talking about a civil war, the Nigerian Civil War, which was one of the world's great humanitarian crises of its time. Still resonates in Africa. It was a war when the eastern part of Nigeria, which was mainly Christian, dominated by the Igbo tribe, broke away from Muslim-dominated West Nigeria, its own state Biafra, fought a brutal, bitter war, held out for 3 years, but then was starved into submission. The estimates are that 1 million people died in 3 years. I'm going to say that again, 1 million people. At one stage, they were estimating 3,000 to 5,000 people a day.
I just want to draw our viewers' attention to the photos on the screen of these poor, starving children.
This is the thing. Nobody paid much attention to the war.
Right.
It was just Africans fighting each other, which, at the risk of being labeled a racist, was what the West was used to seeing throughout the 1960s. But then photographers got into Biafra and took these photographs and brought, especially a man called Donald McCullen, but not only here. They brought back photographs of the starving, of the dying, and the conscience of the world was outraged. Now, Nigeria put a blockade on Biafra, total blockade. They were helped by Russia and a Western state I won't mention, but I will say that the British cabinet papers of the time make very interesting reading. No medicine or food could get into Biafra. People starved. There were relief flights coming in, but not enough to keep them alive. There were missionaries in Biafra who did amazing work. I think it was the Irish Holy Ghost Order. If I get the name wrong, I apologize. I'm not that clued up on Irish Catholic orders.
That's all right.
But they did amazing work. And the organization Doctors Without Borders was founded as a result of Biafra. The conscience of the world. These pictures, the pictures we saw of the starving children, it was the great humanitarian cause of the day.
And now pictures like these are used all around the world to try to convince people to donate money to Africa. And
right.
This was the beginning
Biafra's luck or bad luck was that there weren't a bunch of egomaniacal pop stars to sing a song about them. But they died. They didn't survive.
Unfortunately, the Biafra war continues. It did not end in the 60s. Until this day, the Nigeria government has continued to fight Biafra war. And to crown it all, the present government is not only fighting Biafra war, but the fact is that the ISIS West Africa and Boko Haram have hijacked the federal government of Nigeria. But this is not 1960. If the federal government of the day don't want to give us Biafra through a democratic process, which is referendum, and they want to bring war to Biafra land, we will take the war and take that war to their domain. We will take this time around, the war is not going to be fought in Biafra land. We will take the war to you. This current president, who is a terrorist, who have been sponsoring and supporting Boko Haram from the time immemorial, every time he goes to the United Nations General Assembly, he has always advocated for the state of Palestine. Buhari have always advocated at the UN General Assembly for the Independent State of Palestine. What is the difference between Palestine and the Republic of Biafra? What is the difference between Palestine? If you can leave your evil forest, your terrorist country called Nigeria, up to the United Nations General Assembly, you go there to advocate for the state of Palestine. What is holding you from advocating for the referendum of Biafra Republic? Because we can never be part of a terrorist country. Nigeria is ranked number 2 terrorist country in the world. Boko Haram, being one of the deadliest terrorist organizations, in collaboration with the ISIS West Africa plus the Fulani herdsmen, all these terrorist groups are in Nigeria. We cannot be proud anymore to be part of a terrorist country, to be part of Islamic Caliphate called Nigeria. So, if you can advocate for state of Palestine, if you don't grant us Biafra, if it is war, we are ready.